Hi everybody, it's Tess with Love This Yarn. How are y'all doing today? I'm telling you what, it's been a day here already. Now, I'm going to tell you this little story real quick. As soon as I turn this TV down, oop, and somebody's decided to mow the grass next door. Let's see. There. We'll just close the window. Yes, we will. Well, there. That's so much nicer now, isn't it? Well, I'm going to tell you this really short little story. Then I'm going to give you a little tour of my cart. Yeah, because I've had more than one person. Whoops, sorry about that. I'm dizzy. Oh. So I've had more than one person ask me. So yeah, gonna do that. But first, I have got to tell you what happened to me. Y'all are not gonna believe this. Okay, so you know my dog Thor, right? Okay, he's a pit bull and he's super smart. And just to let you know how smart he is, he can open the back door, the one that's in the kitchen that goes out into our sunroom. Now, our sunroom, we always leave that door open to the outdoor patio and our backyard. And we have, we live in a subdivision, but we're on a half-acre lot. So we have a big backyard, and it's enclosed by a big privacy fence thing. Yeah, which was against the subdivision rules when we first moved here 15 years ago. But they gave us special permission because of Wonder Boy. Because, you know, we didn't want Wonder Boy wandering off at night into the golf course back there and getting picked up by a coyote or something like that, because there's coyotes back there, okay? But that's not the story. So the story is my big puppy wanted out, and he went into the kitchen. I'm sorry, my hair's all messed up. He went into the kitchen and he opened the sliding glass door. So there's a sliding glass door in the kitchen that's you know, that goes out into that sunroom, okay? So anyway, he went out, he opened the door. The only time he can't open that door is if it's locked. So yeah, if it's locked, then he comes in here and barks at me and bosses me around until I get up and go unlock it and let him go out. But if it's unlocked, he opens it. Yes, he does. And he goes on out. Now, the only thing is, he doesn't close it behind him. Typical man. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So, yeah, he leaves the door open. Now, I have tried to get him to shut the door. He won't do it. He just won't. So it stays wide open when he goes out. And if I don't know that he's gone out, that door is wide open. Well, he left that door wide open, and guess what? A bird, a bird flew into my house. Yes, it did. And I went in there, and it nearly scared the bejesus out of me because it was roosting in my Christmas tree. I kid you not, y'all. It was in my Christmas tree. And I'm walking down the hallway. I'm looking at my Christmas tree, and I hear a bird chirping. And I'm thinking, wow, that bird sounds like it's in the house. from our church. And anyway, the bird was literally roosting in my Christmas tree. And I walked up and I'm looking at it and it froze. Like it stood real still. But I wasn't super close. I was like several feet away. And I'm looking at the bird and I'm thinking, I don't remember putting any bird decoration on the tree. And all of a sudden it took off. Woo! Took off flying across the room. And I tell you what, I about tinkled my pants because it scared me so. You know when you're just not expecting something and it moves right at you? Because it zoomed, flew right over my head, and it flew down the hallway, and it flew into my bedroom. Yeah. And I couldn't find it. I saw it come into the bedroom from the other end of the house. I saw it fly down here and come into my room. And I'm thinking, where the heck did that bird go? And I'm looking around, and lo and behold, you know what I said about men closing doors, right? Well, you guys, my husband had left his closet door open. And guess where the bird was? It was in my husband's closet. And I tried chewing it, and it just flew up onto the top shelf. And you know me, I'm like, you guys, I'm 5'1". So I'm like this tall, right? So I'm like jumping up, like waving my hands. And you know, I haven't been feeling the best with my shoulders and my hips hurting. So I decided, okay, I'm going to get the broom. So I get the broom, and I'm holding the broom right here. And I'm like waving it at this bird. And it flies over, and it flies right over here on the back of my chair. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to poop on my chair. I just know it. It did not poop on my chair. Guess what it did? It flew to my husband's chair, and it pooped on my husband's chair. I know, it's a horrible thing, isn't it? Yes, it's a horrible thing. But I was like, I wish he would have been home. So anyway, this bird is flying back and forth between my family room and kitchen and all the way down the hall because I've got all the other doors shut, and flew back to my bedroom, which apparently I did not close all the way, and my dog nudged it open. Okay, so then it was back in my bedroom for the second time. So I shut the door to the bathroom, the master bathroom, so it couldn't go back in there. And it just kept flying back and forth from my husband's closet and the window next to his closet to over here. And if you see this, I have my big old thing of yarn, all my yarn in there, okay? And it kept flying in there, and then it was hiding behind these storage containers, so I couldn't see it. And I was like, you bird, you come out, you little birdie. And then I started going like that to try to get it, lure it out. And I was like, man, this bird's gonna come out. And I started going, I'm like trying to talk to the bird, you know, and the bird finally flew out, and it landed right up here on my curtain rod, on my curtain here. And I looked it right in the eye, and I said, bird, if you don't get out of my house, that's the end of the bird feeder for you. 'Cause bird feeder, see that, you guys? Okay, that's right outside my window, and in my yarning corner here. But I said, that's the end of the bird food for you, dude, you know, or girl, whoever you are, because who knows, right? And I tell you, it just kind of looked at me like that, and it flew out my door here and into my family room. And I was like, and I opened the garage door. I opened the door from the family room to the garage, and then I hit the button and lifted up the garage door, and then I went back over here in my family room. I went back by the Christmas tree, and it flew right out the garage and right back outside. And I thought, I wonder if that bird knew I was telling it I was not going to give it any more bird feed if it didn't get the heck out of my house. So, don't know. But you guys, that's the most activity and rushing around I've had in a long time. And I'm telling you what, I was making such a fuss that Wonder Boy came out of his room and he was watching a movie. And I do believe he was watching a Disney movie. I'm trying to think, what is the name of that movie? It's gotten out of my head. And that doesn't even matter. Because it wasn't Snow White. Yes. Oh, it was Little Mermaid. That's what it was. But anyway, that's one of his favorite movies. And he came out of there. And he's looking at me. And he's watching me going up and down. Back and forth. With this broom in my hand. And he just kind of going like this. And then he went, and went back in his room and shut the door. I was like, okay, I'm not getting any help from anybody, you know? But anyway, that's my funny story for today. And I'm telling you what, it was crazy. We're talking cray-cray, you know? And I was just throwing my hands up. I was doing that, you know, oh, fiddlesticks, right? Just like my granny used to say. Because I didn't think I was ever going to get this bird out of my house. And I just knew it was going to poop and pee all over the place. I just knew it. So I got lucky. I guess, you know, it did listen to the voice of reason. You threaten a bird with no bird feed, and they'll get out of your house. Remember that, y'all. Okay. So, let's have a little look at my little cart. Now, I do have 2 carts in here, but I'm only going to show y'all one because one is really all you need to see. But I have to take a sip of my tea here. That is delicious. This is this glitter chai, sparkling chai caramel that Heather sent me. Heather, my girlfriend, this is good stuff. And I'm going to get some more of it because it's almost gone. So I've just been drinking the heck out of it. It's so good. You guys, I highly recommend that tea. Glitter chai. Glitter chai by David's Tea. David's Tea. There you have it. Okay. I'm going to go on Amazon and see if I can get some of that. That's yummy. Love it. All right. So let's have a look at my little cart. Now, I'm going to do the best I can to show you my little cart here. So I'm going to slowly move this back. And this is my cart. And let's see. Can you guys see this? I'm looking. So I have all of these containers. You know what? I think I need to lower my camera just to, whoop. Look at that. I almost dropped it. But here, we'll just do this. Okay? So this is my cart right here. Okay? And you know, I have a lot of cases. I also have this. This is very important. This is a little groupie. Groupie. Oh my. This is a grippy. A little grippy. Yes, a little grippy that AARP sent us in the mail. And it has come in so handy because I use it to for my knitting needles, my cables. I'm going to show you that in a minute. My interchangeables. But so these cases right here, this case, let's see. I wonder if I can just shorten this. Let me see. I think I can. Oh, look at that, everybody. All right. Okay. So this case right here contains all of my cables. And my needles are either needles from Knit Picks, interchangeable needles, knitting needles from Knit Picks, or they are interchangeable needles from Chiagu, okay? So this right here, minus my hair, is where my cables are. You see that? And these are all different, the different size cables. I have them all the way up to 60 inches for those really big projects. And the 8 inches for hats. That's the smallest. They call it 16 inches, but by the time you get your little needles on there, your cables aren't really 8 inches long. I mean, 16 inches long. They're really more like about 8 inches, I think. But anyway, so there's 8, 24, 32, 40, 48, and 60. So there's my cables. They live in this case right here. All of my my little Chiagu needles that I knit socks with, they live in this case. And here you go. You can see I've got a bunch of them here. And then I have more here. And I've got them all the way back. Just different sizes. And I use them for different things. I use them to knit socks. I use them to knit sleeves on sweaters. I use them anywhere that you would need DPNs to knit, because I don't particularly care for DPNs, although I have 2 sets of them because I used to use them before I got these. So there you go. I also keep a notebook to write down any little pattern ideas or anything like that. If I have a thought, you know, something I need to remember, I will, I'll write it down in this little book. And it's always a good idea to have a little book. That's a diagram for crochet. That's in this little book. This is my knit crate, so I can go online and get my patterns. I have my crochet answer book and my knitting answer book. And then right here is a case for crochet needles that are basically extra needles. I mean, not needles, hooks. Talking from knitting to crochet, but they're extra hooks, and I keep them in this little case because you never know when you're going to need an extra hook, right? And then I have this. These are crochet hooks, and these are lighted hooks, and I'll show you that. These are some lighted hooks, and I do use these at night. They have a high beam and a low beam. I never use the high beam because it will totally blind you. I mean, seriously. So use it on the low beam. And if you're going to look for a set of these lighted hooks, make sure you get hooks that have the low and high beam. Because if you're like me, you'll be blinded. I mean blinded by that bright light. Okay. So yeah. So I have this. And I really do like these. I I like these lighted hooks. Let's see. Then I have my little container here. It's a little round container that's got everything I need in it. It's got my little scissors. It's got a measuring tape. It's got a repair tool for knitting that almost looks like a teeny tiny little crochet hook. It's got my darning needles in this wooden jibahiggy there container holder. And I've got stitch markers for knitting and crochet in this little llama pill box that my sweet friend Jill sent me. Do y'all remember sweet Jill? She sent me some wonderful things, and this was in there. So I have this. Okay, and then I have this big flamingo case, which is where all of my crochet hooks live that I use the most. Hi everybody, I'm so sorry I had to take a short break to take care of Wonder Boy for a minute, but I'm back. So we were talking about what's in this flamingo case, which by the way, this reminds me of Ross at Smells Like Yarn. He always makes me smile. So when I saw this flamingo case, I thought, I'm gonna have to buy that. Yes. So, and y'all, my little pecker's up here again. So he's roosting right by my window up there. Now every time, oh, no, he didn't fly away. I thought he did. But every time I get up to try to film him, he flies away. So he's shy. He's a shy boy. Yeah. So getting back to my flamingo case and all of my crochet hooks that live in here. I'm using one right now. That's this one. So it's not in here. But you can see these are all of my hooks from My Darn Yarn. And actually I think I have a few more. Yeah, I do. A few more. So, yeah, these are my favorite hooks. And you guys, I have a crochet hook review. And if you would like to see it, it's down there. Like, video, keep going. There it is. All right. So check that out. And you can see these hooks from My Darn Yarn that I really love. And they make crocheting so easy on sore hands, or when your hands are bad. And I know most of you don't probably have bad hands, but a lot of us do. And it's from maybe diseases like mine. I have RA and I have fibromyalgia on top of it. And I just found out that I might have lupus as well. My blood test for that came back positive. So that's something that's new that we're, yeah. But anyway, the hooks are great for sore hands. So that's why I love these hooks from My Darn Yarn. And look how beautiful they are. They're gorgeous. So double the value. Beauty and function. Don't you love it? I know I do. So that's what lives in the flamingo case. And like I said, this flamingo case reminds me of Ross at Smells Like Yarn. He just makes me smile. I just love watching his videos. And Gary at Urban Yarn, he makes me smile too. He just makes me smile. He's so cheery and upbeat, and I just love that man. And yeah, he's from Canada, but unfortunately I don't have anything that reminds me of him. Sad face. Okay, enough of the sad face. We're getting back to, oops, and I put this away wrong. This goes here. Alrighty. Now this is another case I have. By the way, this flamingo is a pencil and pen case. And so is this. Alright? Big tip, everybody. Go to Amazon. A pencil and pen case will fit your hooks wonderfully. And I got this for like $8. Yeah. This holds my DPNs for knitting. And this is my Caspian, Rainbow, and I think these are Mosaic. That's just the name of the needles because of the color. And then on the other side, I have my my metal DPNs. So I still have my DPNs, even though I don't use them as much anymore. But there are some projects in knitting that I cannot use the tiny little Chiagu cables, and I do will. I do need these very, 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 very occasionally, not often. So yeah. Alrighty. And then we have this case, the silver case. And the silver case holds all of my metal needles. These metal needles, the nickel plated needles. And they're interchangeable, so they live on cables. And this right here just lives like this, and I put it right here because this is my knitting. I knit hats with this, and I knit hats a lot. And I always knit the Ross hat, which is, my hair's doing some funny things here, but my hair got a little wet taking care of Wonder Boy. So I'm trying to repair it here. But, yeah, the Ross hat is Ross. It Smells Like Yarn. It's his pattern. And I know that pattern by heart, and I can just sit and knit in front of the TV, and yeah, and voila, I've got a hat, and I didn't even realize it. So yeah, so I always have needles already ready to go. Telling you what, I don't know what's going on with my talker today, but here we go. Next case. My next case is also knitting needles, and these are my Caspian needles, and these are my all-time favorite knitting needles is the Caspian, and they're made of wood, and then they're coated with a really almost like a shellacky stuff, so they're very slick, and not as slick as the metal ones, the aluminum or the plated ones, but the yarn still glides right off of these. Yeah, I love them. Love them. Yeah, so there's the bigger sizes. Okay, I have a lot of knitting needles, y'all. I have a lot of crochet hooks too, because you know we need them. You know we do. Yeah. And then in this pretty little watermelon pink one, I have my my little tiny mini needles, and these are for knitting little things like hats, or just whenever you want a small needle. I mean, you could use these to knit a big project. Doesn't have to be a small one, but I use them a lot for like hats and knitting sleeves on sweaters and cardigans. I use them for little baby sweaters and little baby hats. And I'll show you what else I found for baby hats, which I'm actually using now. And they are the Chiagu needles. But let me put these back. And you know what? I have more cases with more needles in them. But they're backup needles. So I don't have them on my cart because I don't normally need backup needles, but you never know. Better be prepared. That's it. So in here, these are newer needles from Knit Picks, and they're all different colors. Look, aren't they pretty? And they're metal. They're metal. And I really do like them. And every size has a different color. So it's real easy to just go, oh yeah, I need a size 10. And I grab my pink ones because I know the pink ones are a size 10. Okay, so very, very easy. These are a size 8. Yep, size 8. And those are the mint. But yeah, so I really like those. And then let's see, do I have, no, I don't have anything else in there. So I just have those. And you know what? Having a little brain fog, and I forgot what the name of these were. That I'm trying to think. But they just came out like maybe less than a year ago. Something like that. But back to my cart. So in here, this is where all the cables for my knitting needles live. So I have a lot of cables, as you can tell, and they come in different sizes. Like this is for a 16-inch, a 24-inch, a 30, I believe a 36-inch, a 40-inch, a 48-inch, and a 60-inch for those really big projects. Yeah. Okay, so that's what lives in this case. And then one more case for knitting. And these are my little, what I was talking about, the little Chiagu needles. And I use these for knitting, I'm trying to get this, for knitting socks. And here's a pair of socks. Can you tell how little these are? And they're needles on a cable. And that's why I don't use my DPNs very much anymore, because I now use these little Chiagu needles. These are fixed cables, and I have those in all different sizes. And then I have what they call the twist, and they come with a 2-inch and a 3-inch needle. And I've got the 3-inch needle on these socks that I'm knitting, and I'm using the yarn that Heather gifted to me. Remember Heather gave me that beautiful shawl that she made? Oh, gorgeous. I've been wearing that and getting so many compliments. Love it. And then also she gave me some yarn, and this is one of the yarn balls that she gave me. So yeah, so I have the twist in all different sizes, and even up into some bigger sizes, like 5mm, which is a US size 8. And yeah, got all these different sizes. So love it. Love it. So that's what lives in this case. And these cases are all by Knit Picks. All of these right here, all by Knit Picks. Now this case, actually, I should have done this with the crochet hooks, because my Clover Amour hooks that I love, which Amanda at My Darn Yarn, she takes these hooks. You actually get this hook, but she takes this plastic off, the grip, the rubber grip, and she puts that big acrylic handle on. Amazing. So these are where my clovers live, and I keep them for a backup. Yeah. And I also have, a couple of other hooks in here. So, yeah. So, the other thing I have, if I'm going to pick this up, I have a little notebook that I use to write important things down. I have some knit crate, dealywags here to go online and get patterns. And then I have my crochet answer book and also my knitting answer book. I use the crochet answer book the most because you guys know that I've only been crocheting since lockdown back in March. And since then, I've made all kinds of crocheted things. I've made blankets and sweaters and cardigans and hats and scarves, and haven't made any baby clothes yet. But I've made just about everything else. Slippers, yeah, and crochet. So I found that I really love crochet. I also still really love to knit. So I do both. Yay! Yeah. So on the second row of my cart, I have yarn. And this is one of them that Heather gave me. It's the same sock yarn I'm using to knit those socks. So this ball is going to become a pair of probably either another pair of socks or a pair of fingerless gloves. Don't know yet. But let me bring this down so you can see this. So this is yarn that I'm in the middle of using. Oh, and this is a crocheted washcloth. So yeah, I don't know what that's. Oh, I just finished it and I put it down there. But yeah, this right here is some Groot Mandela yarn. This right here that I got at Walmart for $1. $1. Woohoo! Yeah, and this reminds me of Ginger, the yarn geek, because she loves that Mandela Groot. And for a while there, she was saying Groot, Groot. And it also reminds me of Ingrid, because Ingrid was trying to tell us how to pronounce Groot in the proper South African way. I don't think I'm ever going to get it, but I do like it. So yeah, so that's what lives here. And, oh, and I forgot, this is a pattern I'm working on. It's a knitting pattern. It's for a shawl that I'm working on. And let's see, that's one of my whips. And then right here, if you guys can, oops, sorry. This is the cotton yarn from the Advent calendar. My Darn Yarn Advent Calendar. Not My Darn Yarn, Darn Good Yarn. Oh, holy cow. Yeah, see, My Darn Yarn is the shop where you can get the wonderful crochet hooks. Darn Good Yarn is another shop, and we're not going to go into it, but I'm not a fan of Darn Good Yarn. Okay, so I keep my little yarn balls from that Advent calendar in here. They're really small balls of cotton, but it's nice cotton. It's definitely not worth $125 just for this little thing of cotton. But anyway, I digress. And I said I wasn't going to go there. So, okay. So we're going to go down to the very bottom of my cart. If you can see down here, I have some finished objects. Some of my Ross hats. and that little pink skirt that I knitted for my little niece. This Dealywag right here is one of those things you put your yarn on, and instead of pulling from the center, you pull from the outside. And I kind of like that, because then your yarn, like for this, if you pull from the center, it gets all loose and kind of falls apart on the outside. If you use this and just pull from the outside, it stays together better. And I guess I'm kind of weird. I kind of like that. And then down here, also, I keep my big giant crochet hooks. They're all right down here. I have another big giant crochet hook. So these hooks all live down here. And then I also have big giant knitting needles for those big giant projects. I hope y'all can see these big giant knitting needles right here. And make sure you saw my big giant crochet hooks here. This is that Dealywag for your yarn. These are my Crochet Society crochet hooks that come in my Crochet Society boxes, and this holder also came in there. And then I have some stitch markers, some various other knitting needles, and I also have my straight needles, my straight knitting needles from Knit Picks, and they live in there. It's kind of dusty, but yeah, I do still use those. I will use those to knit when I'm knitting like a dishcloth. I really like the Wallace dishcloth. That's another one of Ross's. It Smells Like Yarn. It's another one of his patterns that I really enjoy knitting. So yeah, I do use those straight needles for knitting dishcloths. It's just I don't know why. I do. And for like skinny scarves, I'll go ahead and use the straight needles because they're only 10 inches long, and so they're really easy to work with. And truth be told, I would like even shorter knitting needles. I would, but I have not yet found any shorter than or those might be 9 inches. They're either 9 or 10 inches. I can't remember. Okay, but you guys, that's the cart. Ta-da! The cart. All the way down the cart. Okay, now another thing. You guys, I'm going to do an unboxing for y'all real soon too. I just got a big package in the mail from Hirschner's. Ooh. And I'm waiting for another one. Okay. And also, I just wanted to drop this. I'm at 420 subscribers right now, I think. And when I get to 500, I'm going to give away one of, or maybe 2 crochet hooks from My Darn Yarn, the Etsy shop where I buy my crochet hooks. They are $38 and they're worth every penny. And I am going to give those away when I get to 500. 2 of them. Not mine, but I've got some that I'm going to give away. So anyway, you guys, as always, thank you so much for coming to see me today. And just a reminder, if your dog opens doors, make sure you lock them. Because you might have a bird roosting in your Christmas tree. Yeah. All right. As always, until next time, be kind and be safe out in the world, no matter where you are. I love you guys, all of you. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful comments always, and just coming back time after time and spending your time with me. Yeah. Bye.